My father has done tile work his whole life, and he's always done it on his own. When I became 16, I was able to start working with him. There's a few things that you need to do in tile work in order to finish the job. First, you need to prep the floor, and then you need to haul in the material, mix cement, and lay the tile. Once I was able to start working with my dad, we were able to mesh over all these different steps in order to maximize our efficiency. For example, I would carry in all the material when my father prepped the floor. And while I was mixing cement, he would gather the tile and get it ready to set. And while he was setting the tile with the cement that he mixed, I would be making all the cuts necessary in order to fit it where it needed to go. This would be an example of operations management. You can define operations management by the business practice of streamlining processes in order to maximize efficiency. Some people view operations management in different ways in terms of hard set structure and more of a culture as well. Today we're going to talk more about the business practice of the hard view of operations management and different processes and things you can do to maximize efficiency. So why would business or operations management be important to know and understand, especially for a business school student? Well, being able to have an eye for business processes and being able to find out ways to maximize their efficiency is a very desirable trait and can be applied in almost any different field. And there's different sub-elements of operations management that I want to talk about a little bit. Some of those include operation management strategy, which is kind of the base definition of viewing processes and your management or operation design and being able to find inefficiencies and streamline them. There's also things that fall under operations management like capacity planning and plant design, and that's basically being able to organize your throughput in a way that it maximizes not only your return on assets, but the different time spent employees work, making sure there's no downtime, and making sure no one is out of resources when they need to have them and need to be working. Another one is understanding quality management and understanding the line between speed of throughput for your business processes and also quality and being able to maintain a certain standard. Another thing that falls under this would be forecast demand, being able to understand and look ahead and know what your demand is going to be like within your industry and within your service. Inventory management, having a correct understanding of your business processes in order to keep them supplied and running smoothly. And lastly, supply chain management, which we're not going to talk about too much, but basically is the ability to understand and streamline your supply chain in order to maximize, and enable your operations management to perform successfully. So operations management is often viewed as a very contextual field in the sense of there's not really one shoe that fits all. There's different things that you're going to want to look into when you kind of implement these types of strategies into your own business. And one of these, or a few of these, would be your plant size, your plant age, your unionization status, the types of service and products you offer. There's lots of other things, but it's very important to understand that more often than not, what you need to implement as your operations management strategy is going to be very different company per company, and you need to really understand your situation in order to get the right fit for your company. So just as an example, I work at a manufacturing company here in Logan, Utah, and we are a steel manufacturing company in the sense that we make different steel products. We make hand trucks, different automotive equipment, things like auto twirlers. And I'm on the IT team, so I don't deal expressly with those things, but I have been able to view the different processes. And what happens is we'll receive raw inputs, which would basically be steel, and then it goes through several different stages of manufacturing in order to come out the main product. Operations management would be able to view basically the path of the steel as it goes through and be able to view the bottlenecks, the downtimes, the places of the process that are waiting for materials and streamline that process in order to maximize the efficiency of throughput and quality management with your business operations. Now, there's been lots of different success stories with operation management that don't often get the credit that they deserve. One classic example of this would be Progressive Insurance. In 1991, Progressive Insurance had $1.3 billion in sales. And I think just 11 years later, they turned that into $9.5 billion in sales. And so many people viewed the traditional answer of why they were able to grow so quickly as lower costs and higher quality service. What's important to understand is those were the things that gave them the exponential growth. But people don't understand what enabled Progressive to offer those two things combined, and that is operations management. They were able to not only maximize their return on assets and throughput and streamline all of their business processes, but they were also able to turn that into lower costs and higher quality service for their customers, which led to further growth. Another classic example would be Walmart, a company that turned 44 million in annual sales into 44 billion. This is kind of the classic example of a company that was able to maximize and streamline their processes to return exponential growth. They focused on different things like their supply chain, their demand requests, their quality management, their inventory management. Being able to master these things led them to have an ability to offer the lowest prices and be in the best locations, and to grow the way that they did. Now, I've come up with just a few different steps of things that you can do in order to apply operations management to almost any situation. Now, this type of system is not only just for manufacturing plants, but it can be for any business that offers services, and it can even be applied into your own life. So there's just 5 simple steps that you can go through and repeat in order to maximize and identify the different processes in your business. The first one would be to know your operations. What that basically turns out to mean is you need to understand your business or your operations and your company and your manufacturing before you jump, head in first with a bunch of ideas about how to fix it. Having a correct understanding of the different operations and why they are the way that they are can save a lot of time before you jump in and you have to backtrack, and allows for a maximum of change in the right direction. For example, if you were able to identify a certain process in your business and think, well, I'm just going to automate that, or I'm going to streamline that, or I might even skip it. There might be underlying reasons that you don't see that make that impossible or hard to do or more expensive to do. And so having an understanding of this will make a big difference in your steps to achieve efficiency. The second one is to identify inefficiencies once you understand your business or your processes. Once you're able to identify those, the next step is to brainstorm ways to streamline them. It'd be very wise to do this with people who are familiar with the processes and might have ideas of their own, and so it's really good to get a collective spread of ideas. The next one is action research. Action research is basically researching a way to fix things through action. So try different things. Offer a solution and say, why don't you try this out for this week? Tell me if it was faster, slower, more expensive, cheaper, and let me know what that action translated into. And then the last step is very simple. It's just repeat. Repeat the steps of trying to understand the processes better, identify the inefficiencies, brainstorm ways to streamline them, and then action research. By doing this over and over again, even in any situation, you'll be able to maximize your efficiency, maximize your return on assets, and get the most out of your company that you can. And that's really what operations management is about. And thank you for talking with me today, and I hope you can implement these things in your life and in your business. Thank you.